you ever scroll through Pinterest and thought to yourself, oh my god, I love this room and I have no idea how do I make my room look like that? Well, here is your solution. This is a how-to guide on how to make your room look like the perfect Pinterest bedroom.
Hey you guys, okay, so welcome back to this channel, and I'm actually super excited for this video because I love watching room transformation. This is going to be super exciting because I'm going to change a couple of stuff up. I've actually mentioned in the last video that I wanted to buy a new bed, but it actually never happened and I still haven't bought a new one. But for right now, we're just going to move a couple of things. I also bought a new table, so we're going to change up the tables. I also want the table to be right here or maybe up there. I haven't really 100% decided yet. I think it always depends on the proportions, and sometimes you imagine, then you do it and you're like, that's exactly not how I wanted it. I'm doing fashion stuff. Sometimes I'll have something in mind and it just does not happen in real life like that. So you might have noticed that I have already made a couple of changes from the last video. So for example, this wall, this used to not be here and I actually made it in one of my videos. I think I did show it, but it was definitely not the room transformation. And the second thing, I literally still need to get a plan for that. I tried multiple plans, but it just didn't work out, so maybe we'll find it in this video. I have no idea. Kind of never know how things are going to go, so keep on watching. This room looks like an absolute mess and we need to literally change the entire thing up. And ignore this one, this is the biggest mess, but I'm going to clean it up. It's just my laundry for this week. First step is the cleanup. So now that we have got this room from this to the plan for today is to change up this room, and the way I want to do it is I'm probably going to get a new bed someday, but for today we're just going to move it here. Then I want to change the table and get a different one because it doesn't have that much storage and it's open space, which is such a bad idea when I bought it. And then I think I'm going to flip it the other way around, that it's here, and it makes sense in my eyes. I just don't know whether it's gonna work out or not. Then I'm going to put like a side table there and then a table here or here. I haven't really decided that. In all honesty, this room isn't that small, but it looks so teeny tiny because it's all covered up by this entire table and by that mess. I actually liked it when I bought it, but now I dislike it just because it's so open. I tried to cover it up by putting something up here, but it just did not work. I've always kind of wanted to change up a little bit because the last time it wasn't perfect. It was just redesigning what I already have. Going to definitely change up the scene and get a different table. Also, if you guys want to know how I got to where I am today with the entire room, you can watch part 1, which is really an awesome summary of see how I got these LED lights here or how I put this entire thing up, and it's actually a fairy light thing. I'll show you at the end of the video. It looks so cool. So yeah, let's get started. You can absolutely write down below whether you got any inspiration from this video or if you want me to make any changes to this room. I would love to hear from you. Part 1, moving this bed to this side, but first I need to get rid of this and make it come here. This is going to be literally so hard, so I need to take it all out. I know it moves because I don't have that part up. I didn't want it because I have huge folders lying down and they are really wide, so I definitely couldn't put the back part up, but it's not as unstable as it seems. Part 1 done. Now on to this huge bed. For this I'm going to get some people, aka my family, because I cannot do this alone. Change of plans. I'm just going to move this table first before I move the bed because otherwise it's so messy. There's too much going on here, so let's get that done. It does not go well with the aesthetic just because it's black, and I did want to add some kind of paper on top of it, but I still just don't think it looks that good. Second problem is it does kind of fit, but then there is barely any room there. I actually wanted to put it here. It's just so confusing. It just does not look as I envisioned it. So we're going to make a couple of changes. I'm going to get the other one back and just put it kind of right in the middle to have room on each side. I'm so tired. This is so much hard work. I'm just going to have my dinner and I think we'll continue tomorrow, but I really do like how there's literally a pad. I also want to get a shelf right there. It's a quick update with the bookshelves that you can put kind of like on the walls. I haven't found anything yet. Like I found like a brown one, but that was like too small, and then I found white ones that are too big, so either I'm going to cut them out, like my parents are going to do that, or I'll just go to the store and let them be cut out, or I can just kind of like buy brown ones and paint them white over it. But I don't know which one of these solutions is better, so I'm probably just going to go for the first one. I'll let you know when I bought them. Hey you guys, I'm super excited because right now I'm in the car. This is one of my first times that I'm driving alone, and I basically found on eBay how there is this woman and she's like selling picture frames, and instead of like buying them on my own, which literally would cost like hundreds of euros, I've decided that I'm going to go to her house and I'm just going to pick it up. Sadly though, I'm running late and I've never driven to this part of town. I just hope that it works out and everything's fine. I've got my bag. This is so unattractive and unaesthetic, but I don't care. I'm going to put them in, and I kind of want to buy like both, so there are going to be like a lot of different sizes, and I just hope that I find the right one. I also have like this measuring tape with me because I need to know the sizing. I do wish I had planned it out a little bit more, but we're just going to go for it, and wish me luck. I'm going to turn on the music because I absolutely cannot drive without it, especially because I have so much, a little bit of anxiety, I guess, just because I haven't driven that much, and I love driving with music on. It's already on. I'd like to go to number 7, I think. We've got it. On to the next stop. Oh, my hands are frozen. Mission 2 accomplished. Guys, okay, so now that we have gotten our frames, I am going to plan out. I'm going to put everything up. So I have a couple of bigger frames, so they're like 15 times 70 centimeters, and smaller ones which are 50 times 40 centimeters. So I'm going to plan out. I do want a variety of frames, and I'm going to got different colors. Kind of want it to be like beige, white, light pink, maybe like some purple and yellowish tones in it as well. So I want to plan it out. I've taken a picture of the entire wall. The only problem is that this room is not big enough, so I can't go back enough to take the picture of the entire wall, but I figured out that basically I can take 2 separate pictures, and then I can kind of like measure out the middle of the wall, and then I can align it with it. I'm just going to try it out like that, and so let's continue on planning the entire wall out. I kind of just want to use Pinterest and iPad. I personally love using the app called Procreate, so that's literally what I will be using here right now as well. I also want to kind of like print out all of these things, and I've looked it up, and it literally cost like 15 euro per thing. And I have like 5 to like 7 different ones, and I don't want to pay like close to 100 euros. So we do have like a printer at home. It's not like the best printer, so I think if you watched the previous video called how to make a vision board, you would know I can print out separate papers. I can put them all together, but I think that would be a huge mess, so I have to like figure out a way to do that without compromising the form. And yeah, so it's going to take some time, but I'll keep you updated. As always, I'm going to sit here on this table and make the boards, but here is literally my view. I love like putting on those fairy lights, and you can already see like the frames. I have a couple of bigger ones and a couple of smaller ones. Okay, so I'm literally sitting here right now, and I've got Procreate open, so I'm going to insert the pictures that I've took. So here you can see a couple of the pictures that I've taken, and I've always made sure that somebody kind of like stood there and held up the frame, so I kind of know the sizing. Now I have a couple of pictures open, so this is kind of like this, and then I've held up this frame. So this is like the bigger frames. As you can see, that the sizing is kind of like similar to like this entire thing. I think it fits kind of like here. This is like the middle big frame. As you can see, it is a bit bigger than this lamp, and use this one. I think this is like the most stable picture because it's kind of like straightforward. And my idea is, I personally don't like wall shelves that much. I personally like drawers, but I can't find drawers that are this big, so it should be kind of like around 90 centimeters. And I also want to leave a little bit space here, so basically I can kind of like use this as a drawer. And you know how like there are like organization smaller boxes, and I can kind of like put them here, so I think like 3 would probably fit here. Then I think I'm going to move this entire thing right here. This would be empty, and so basically this is going to be here, and I want something to be this. I'm going to try to fit them in as much as I can without like compromising any of the form or design, and I don't want it to look like too strict, also not empty or anything like that. I do think I want to fit in the entire wall, but I don't know whether I want to put that many holes into the wall, because there's around 2 holes per frame, because these are quite big as frames. Also, I have another idea. So basically I don't want it to do it right now because I'm not like a mirror girl. I've also watched a TED talk years ago, and they were talking about how bad it is for a girl's mental health. If you have like mirrors all around your house, because you're constantly kind of like looking at yourself, and I think that causes a lot of judgment. So since then, for some weird reason, I just do not like to have any type of mirrors, or not too many of them. Obviously there is like a mirror in the bathroom and in the hallway. For right now, I just don't want that many mirrors inside of my own bedroom. That's why I decided to kind of like move this entire thing a little bit further back instead of putting on an entire mirror right there, even though there is this like really cute gold mirror. I'm pretty sure you guys seen it all around like Instagram, and it looks so good. I literally want to buy it, but I'm like, no, I know I'm gonna regret it. So right now I'm not going to make this entire space a vanity, but just like a space where I can sit and I can kind of have a side night table in a sense, put up some plants or just like decorations. I can also like put here, and I can kind of like change it constantly. So yeah, that's what I'm planning. And on this side I have like this one like girl, you totally got this. I really like that. I might just like put it up here. Okay, this is a bit too big. And then I might have something like this here. I do think this looks far bigger than it actually is, and I don't think I'm going to end up using this much space. I think this looks pretty good. Okay, so as you can see, I'm on Pinterest right now. I really love this bow. I'm probably going to put this on top of the frames or design a couple of the quotes myself. I'm going to use that. Look at a couple of different things. Do you think I really like heart, for example, stuff like this? Probably seen this like a billion times, but I really love good things are coming. So I'm actually going to put that one in. I've already saved that. I personally love things that have this type of a design. I don't chase or attract. Whatever belongs to me will simply find me. Something like this, I'm probably going to put it up as well. So right now I'm just going through Pinterest, and I'm making kind of like a mood board and a color board that I can later on use as a reference point, so that I have like a couple of ideas and a couple of prints, because I don't want to design every single print. I just want to design like a couple of prints. I think I kind of want to use these 3 shades so that I have like a lot of, I think this looks pretty like well thought through. It's just not going to be as yellow or as purple, because that looks a bit too strong. You know how you sometimes have like a problem and you have no idea how to find a solution for it? And I was telling you about how I want to print out smaller pages and make it into like a bigger poster, and I literally didn't know how to do it. So I just googled it and I found such a great method. I'll just quickly show you. If you ever have a bigger poster that you want to print but you have like a smaller printer, this is how you want to do it. You're basically going to go to Google and you're going to write Adobe Reader. We're just going to click on the first one, and this is the download button. We're going to go here and just download the entire software. Once the download is complete, just go here to the launch pad, and you'll have this button here and this icon. You click on it. As you can see, I've kind of like already put a couple of documents here, so we're just going to open this one. As you can see, I've kind of like used this and tried this out a couple of times, so we're going to go to here and just kind of like open up some document that you saved as PDF preferably. So I've kind of like opened up this entire document. I prefer using only one page, because the more pages you add, the harder it is to kind of like do the method, and you also don't accidentally want to print out more than you need. So I prefer only add like one picture at a time. Put this picture in Word document from Pinterest and then saved it as a PDF. We're going to go here and click on this icon right here. This is the printer name that I'm using. I only want to print out one example. Instead of going here, you have to click on poster, so you see all of these different lines, and here you can kind of like see how big it is supposed to be. Personally, it's just extreme. Like, I don't want to do this. I kind of want to go for like 400 times 500. I'm going to go here and change the scale. I figured out that like 60% means it is around like 400 times 600, and I think this is enough because I can always cut out the lines. You can also go here and change this. So this just means overlay. I personally didn't add anything in case, but you can if you personally are afraid that you're going to cut this improperly. So it's always a good idea to add a couple of millimeters like overlay between these layers. Another important element is right here, so you're going to click on this one and just click on yeah, and then you have these elements. So this is how big this is going to be, and if I kind of like change this, let's say to 250, click on OK, and you can see that becomes small. But I do want this middle part, so this picture to fit as much as possible. Guess a couple of times, just click print. Okay, so I've actually decided I want this to be a bit bigger, so I'm just going to change up the sizing, but you know how it is done. So let's go and print. Oh my god, you guys will literally not believe what I've just found, and it's so beautiful. So I want to add a couple of decoration pieces right here on this board, and so I've decided to show you what I found. It is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so look at this, what I've literally found. This looks so gorgeous. It's just a cup, but it's like heart form, and I literally think it is so gorgeous. It's literally everything, and you can see like the flowers, and sometimes like they also have like some type of a design on the inside. I love this one. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'm probably going to either make one or try to find something, try to make like this clay cloud thing, but it's not as even, and that's why I don't want to constantly like try it out. But for this one I might just do it here. And as you can see, I have like this gray bed sheet, and it's not bad or anything, but I kind of just want to buy a white one or a light color, like light pink or something like that. It does have like a little bit of holes, and it's like getting old, so we need to buy a new one. Prefer something that's like a little bit lighter but not too light. I also need kind of like new clothes that I want to wear at home. This is a really good set, but I don't have that many, so I found like this really cute set, like this red one, but I don't know whether I want to explicitly buy like this exact one, because I prefer buying something that also has like a really good material and design. I feel like that's so hard to find nowadays, because either you can find like a cute set or you can find good material, because good materials usually mean effortless forever styles, and cute styles tend to be a bit more trendy, so it's really like difficult to actually find that. But I find the quality of this is awesome, and I do think this is timeless, but it's still cute. So I've gone through and I've found like a couple of bed sheets, but I love this one especially because of all these frills. I think the other side is kind of pink. I also kind of like want to order like a couple of different things. For example, I do need something that measures thumbs in them, and I do want to be careful of that and just not like put a hole in between that. I do need to buy something that can detect that, but I also need to buy a bed sheet. I also need to buy maybe like a couple of decoration pieces because of the coquette vibe. I don't know what I'm exactly going to buy, but I do want to buy a couple of cute things so that I can put them on these wall shelves. Let's just do that and put an order on Amazon. Okay, so I basically showed you this and I love it so much, but they not just have like a lot of like different sizings right here, but they also have a lot of like different designs. They have like this green with frills on it. They also have like dark green, not the vibe that I'm going for, and they have this one. I really love this one as well because the frills are kind of like right in the middle. This is so cute. This matches kind of like the headboard. Another one that I really like is this one. It has like smaller hearts in it, and I've also found a couple where they have like smaller flowers in it, and I really love that. I think that those flowers weren't like small enough, so in real life it would either look ridiculously big and not at all, but I don't want something to look great in pictures and not in real life, so I'm probably just going to go for the first option with the frills. To cut out these lines just like I've done with these three here, and make sure that it's extremely straight because otherwise it starts to look a little bit weird. Okay, so currently I'm making lines like 2.5 centimeters on each side, so I have like this white line. So I finally got this all done. I think it looks pretty good, except for this like small space where I messed up, so I'm just going to kind of like color it with a stronger black pencil, and now you can still see. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's actually better than I imagined it to be, so it looks literally perfect. And now I'm just going to put it in and put it on this wall. I still have like literally so many different frames to go, and I want to put up different quotes. I use this one, and I don't want to use all of the same quotes. I'm probably going to look up on the internet and use a couple of different ones. This is literally so much work. This is picture number 2 that I'm making right now. I'll quickly show you how I made this. I just put in the text, and this is Arial. I am currently using the app called Procreate. I'm also using just like a normal white paper setting. You can also change it just by going to this icon and then this one. First, I'm just going to add layer, and I usually like to use the color like orangey, and I'll make a circle, and then I'll put the color in, and I'll go here and use Gaussian blur, and I'll blur it out a bit, and then I'll go into the layer underneath, and then I'll put like a pink. I'll do the exact same thing, so I'll blur it out. I specifically wanted this orangey color to be like where I am so lucky, because kind of like it emphasizes it a lot, and that's what I really like. Okay, so this is basically picture number 2, and as you can see, there are kind of like streaks around this that I'm going to cut out. You can also use a setting called overlay, but I didn't know exactly how it would turn out, so I just put it like this. I do think that it's a bit more pink, and the purple, you can kind of like see it in pictures, but in real life, at least in this lighting, you can barely see the purple. The next time, I'm probably going to make the purple even lighter. Let's cut this out. At this point, I'm literally just sitting on the floor, and I'm going to cut all of these out. It's nighttime outside, and I'm eating cornflakes because I'm so hungry. So let's quickly do this. I hope that I can get done today.
I'm a lucky girl, good things just come to me, flow through me, everything just works out for me. Really need to learn a couple of more songs because that's literally all I know.
Now for the big reveal. Oh, okay, literally the entire room looks like a mess, but let's ignore that. Hey guys, okay, so it's been around 2 weeks and I still have not put up the picture frames, as you can see here. Mostly because the shelves that I'm going to get, I still haven't got them. I'm going to get them this weekend. That's the reason why this looks so empty. Depending on how big the shelves are going to be, I'll have to take this down and move it a little bit here. At the same time, the picture frames can only start where the shelves end. I'm so sorry to tell you all, but I'll have to end the video here because otherwise it would become like an hour long. But in this video, you kind of saw how I prepared everything, and in the next video, you're going to see how I put all of those things up. And until next time, bye!